if I die tomorrow. I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no serve. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
Yeah, welcome to Fight Club Tuesdays. It's your nerds of the realm back again.
What the fuck? Fight Club Tuesday?
Every time.
What?
Every time.
Like, dude, Fight Club Friday.
I almost thought you wouldn't say something silly.
I'll take Fight Club Friday because the FFFF, you know, like I'll
Right.
do that. But Fight Club Tuesday, come on,
It doesn't work.
Come on.
It doesn't work.
It does.
It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
Taco
No.
Tuesday.
Stop
Yes,
trying to make your
Thirsty
intro.
Tuesday.
Stop trying to make your intros work. It's like fetch. It's not going
It's
to work,
going
Gretchen.
to work. It will work.
It does
Gretchen will
not
make
work.
Gretchen will make fetch. How you guys been?
Not too bad.
I mean, I'm okay now.
What's up, Charlie?
I was better
Charlie,
70
ring the
seconds
bell.
ago.
I also want to point out that universally, since Aurelius has started like commenting, every time Aurelius comes on, we just universally just all Aurelius and then like call it. That's how we do. I love that.
It's true. It's true.
Tantrum throwing Tuesdays.
That's gonna be me today, you know.
Nerds.
That's gonna be me today. I'm on TTT time.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That means I'm gonna get picked on today. Let's go. Anyway, how you guys
No,
been?
it's
How was
the
you guys'
headache.
weekend? I'm sorry.
It was all right.
It's all right.
Okay, so guys, what we got to do is this: we got to get a care package together for Val. It has to include a bunch of Henny bottles. That's it. Send it straight to her door. Nothing but Henny.
How is that a care package? But I'll take it.
We're not doing this, Charlie. But I love you too. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I want Charlie to do a fan club song, but
And
in
you
the
say
form
my
of-
name correctly. How does no one say your name correct?
Right. It's really. I don't know.
Is it because we're all like Spanish? I think
I
it's because
think
we're all
that's why
Spanish.
we know the name. We just know.
Everybody knows
Like
your
Jaime
name.
instead of
Jaime.
Jamie.
Oh my goodness.
Mad disrespectful. Like
I cannot wait to get into it
Yes,
for this
okay.
movie. But oh wait, this is a kid said Charlie Serenades Law Tuesdays.
Yup.
right,
Oh.
right. That part.
Oh my god.
We need Charlie to do a pizza
what
song
did,
like
what did
Beetle.
everyone get into this weekend? Anything good? Other than
Costco.
watching Blue Beetle?
Costco.
I
Costco shopping.
You went to Costco.
Oh yeah, Costco.
Listen, when you're at a certain age, I guess Costco's that move. for
I
the
mean,
weekend.
Costco's got good stuff.
Yeah,
It does.
that's
It
good.
does. I wouldn't know because I haven't.
You
been
wouldn't
there
know 'cause
ever.
Yeah.
And I'm a person of one. Like I like.
You've never been to
Right.
Costco?
To do
Boom.
bulk.
Yeah.
To do bulk purchasing when you're just one person, it's literally just a waste of money.
Not if you were buying toilet paper during COVID.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
No,
that
I just
still
I
isn't.
have no need. Like I've been to Sam's Club, I've been to BJ's, I've been to Costco, but I have no
Right.
need to like get memberships for them because I'm just like I'm the one person. It just doesn't make sense.
Party of one. Yeah, I'm on your page.
Has-
Yeah. I
has-
like to buy some things like tissue, or I buy extra soaps that I always have. I never like running
That's
out.
why I have Target
But-
shipped.
Listen. Them Kirkland burgers that you get from Costco's. Oh man, they slap when you throw them on the grill.
Okay.
I will have to-
take
I will
your word
have-
for it.
We'll have to take your word for it
Right.
for
You
sure.
shall. Well, we got a great show. I mean, what else have you guys been up to this weekend? What Law?
I joined my
Tone?
fancy new gym. It is very bougie. It's basically a gym that I would have worked for in my 20s, and I am very like, oh shit, like it's come full circle.
Nice.
Where's it
Okay.
located?
They have a bunch of locations, so I can go to any location. They have a bunch of them like all across the states, but there's like I
What
want to
is
say
it?
8 different locations. Lifetime Fitness. I think there's
Okay.
like 8 different locations in New York alone. There's like 3 of them that have a really nice pool. Went to the Dumbo location, which is gorgeous. Yesterday,
Nice.
ended up beseeching some knowledge of me being like a long time like swim person to one of the kids who was like he was like a younger, like probably early 20s kid who was teaching a swim lesson, and he was like, oh, how'd I do? And I was like, you did good. Like, I could tell like you're still learning to teach, but you were a swim kid, right? He was like, yeah, like I did, swimming all my life growing up and swim teams and all that. I was like, yeah, you just have to keep doing it.
Yeah. Nice.
It was
Nice.
fun.
I
I really missed the water. Look at you. Made it that fancy.
Yeah. Got my nails did, and I did some cleaning. I rearranged, so I'm now on the other side of the living room again. Oh, my camera woke up. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I discovered. I've been listening more and more of the Shits and Gigs podcast. I've been laughing about them. They're pretty funny, so I've been enjoying that.
I finished Malevolent. Oh, not finished. I caught up on Malevolent this weekend. It's a crazy podcast that Tommy put me onto.
Mm.
You know what's crazy that we got to catch up on?
No. No.
I love it. I love it. I love tone sound of the feet. The whole dad.
Why?
Because I gotta listen. Make sure you guys are checking out Law.
Wait a minute. Time out. Some locations have water slides. Yo, it's lit. I'm so here for it. Sorry, I'm like the big kid in me just got mad excited.
It's like
water slides over at Twitch. Make sure you catch Law on Twitch over there.
Twitch is on a little hiatus. Still working out a lot of stuff. I thought I was gonna be good the other day, and I was like, whatever. So we're just gonna put a little pin of hiatus and come back at some point when I get this whole situation situated.
Just follow him anyway. See some old stuff. There you go.
Sure. There's plenty of odds there. Make
sure you're tuning in about Val on TV Land. Val, what's going on in TV Land?
Also on hiatus. We skipped a couple weeks because life happens, and
life has been lifing.
It's been lifing, and we've been really exhausted with everything that's going on with work and just trying to find time. So, hopefully we'll be on this weekend. We have a meeting scheduled tomorrow for a conversation as far as topics, but we shall see. But generally it's Saturdays between 6 and 8 Eastern.
Make sure you guys are going to the YouTube channel, catch back all the episodes on demand. Concrete Combat and other great art coming on Bonet Studios over there at Patreon. Make sure you're subscribing at the Patreon. The next part is being lettered. Send George Medina. Great letterer. Again, if you're a comic book artist looking for a letterer, make sure you also hit up George Medina. Also, too, some stuff that I haven't released yet that that I'm looking to submit for We Suck at Comics, because Volume 2 has been announced. So if you're looking to if you're a comic creator and wants to submit something in story, artist, or writer, they're taking submissions now for Volume 2. But you can get Volume 1 over there at RavenRaven.com. $35 for the book. It's a nice thick book, over 300 pages. Make sure you guys are tuning into the Medusa's Cascade podcast. The Medusa's Cascade's kicking it every Saturday, so make sure you guys are tuning in. There's your lore episodes and everything.
I think this week's episode is an arc episode. We just dropped the second actual play of the month, and the week after that, I think, is going to be another. I forgot what Tommy was calling it, but a cutscene with one of the NPCs and seeing what they're doing and getting up to in the world.
Oh yeah, he's putting a lot of great stuff together there. Tommy showing you a lot of love over there. A great DM, especially too if you guys need to hire DM, we can get you DM for hire. Make sure you guys are checking out The Motive. Link is in the description. Lu Cyph put together the theme song for Nerds. He has his album that came out, The Motive, Grown Folk, Rap for Grown Folk. Great album. Make sure you guys are listening.
He's still waiting on a rescheduled date for his next concert. No.
Oh yeah. Once we get the date, we'll announce it. On there. Also, make sure you guys are Catch the Craze. Usually go on an hour before us. They are on YouTube as well. There's our Brothers from Another Mother, Catch the Craze. Always hitting up everything indie comics. Make sure you guys are tuning into Pong over there at twitch.tv over at the Sin Shop. Yes, the Y is where the Y is supposed to be at. He's on there every Monday and Tuesdays. And then finally, the 4-letter nerd. Yeah, I don't care. I will do it. I don't care.
That was not how it goes.
He can write it down, add it to the list. But make sure you guys are tuning in to the 4-letter nerd. The 4-letter nerd usually goes on Wednesday.
What is going on, man?
I don't know. He just messed up the whole slogan.
I don't know. I
did.
don't know.
Fine. Pong will write it down and he will not let me live it down. But make sure you guys are tuning into 4-Letter Nerd. They're on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 4-Letter Nerd, they might not have an episode tomorrow, but just double check because I think the entire crew is going to be at Colorado Comic Con. So they might be on, they might not. So they're all going to be in Colorado. And that's about it for announcements. But without further ado,
Tone, Hugo's got a message for you.
I've been telling Tone to stream. He's like, I'm just going to be playing Destiny.
Yeah, that's it.
So?
And people love that.
Yeah.
You should just play that all the time and people will watch.
I can't be consistent with streaming, man.
Yeah, I know. I know the
And
feeling.
like the whole point is to be consistent. I mean, if I can't be
not necessarily hiatus is happening as you can see.
You know how many hiatus I've taken over the year.
You took a hiatus after you put a shit ton of time in. Because when you first started, bro, you were on all day, every day. And that was your thing.
Not every day. It was
a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
And then
in my old schedule, I was doing Tuesdays right before this stream, and I would do like a 5-hour and then do this, and then
then you hit your milestone that you were looking to hit, and then you're like, okay, cool. Now I've got a set amount of people who like respond to me and will be like, cool if I take some time off because they understand.
Yeah.
Right.
But before then, people don't give a shit. You need to be on all the time.
That part.
Yeah.
So without further ado, though, we have a great guest in the back. He's coming on. He's returning back to the show. He has his video on demand on our library. He's pretty much responsible for bringing us the version of Kill Bill in the Animal Kingdom. He brings us a great character.
Such a good character.
The first volume was just such a fun, violent ride through the Animal Kingdom. Beautiful artwork, everything. He's created this book from up and down. He has a second Kickstarter out for volume 2. Penguino's Revenge, Volume 2, Torment. The link is in the description. Without further ado, we want to welcome back the one, the only Rob Powers. Rob.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, brother? It has been
you guys?
A long time.
It's good to be back. Hope you
Glad
guys
to have you back. I like the setup, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I got it all cleaned up and got the cool LED lights that the kids got now. You know what I'm saying?
Look at you!
That's
got the nice mic, the nice big old mic.
Oh man!
Like when remember when he came on, he was like, "I'm not familiar with social media. I have no idea what I'm doing." Now he's doing TikTok lives all the time. He's got a Twitch channel. He was killing it on Instagram. I'm like, yo, bro, like, are you sure?
You've been killing it. So you've had Cataclysm, which came out. You've had the Not So Care Bears, which became very popular over there.
That
TikTok.
went bonkers on social media.
Yeah, those were just awesome. So Rob, Penguino's back.
Penguino is back after 2 years. I finally started to get back into Penguino. I had to take some time off because my kids are crazy, and I don't really haven't had time to find that even flow of work and dealing with the babies. So now that they're a little older and I could set them down on a couch and I don't have to worry about them killing each other, I can actually focus on other things for myself. And,
so you can't relate, right?
No, I can't.
For making projects for myself. So I was able to jump back on. But like I said, it's been 2 years since Volume 1 came out, so I had to. Unfortunately, I felt like I missed the wave of Volume 1 going into Volume 2, because people have been waiting like 2 years for the next Penguino project. But this isn't just Penguino's Revenge Volume 2. It's not a whole big book like Volume 1. So this is going to be issue 1 of Volume 2. And Volume 2 is going to consist of 10 full issues. So this is going to give me time to work on the project and be able to hopefully gain a fan base as we go along. And then once we get to the 10 issue mark, then it'll come out with the entire Volume 2, and then I'll have Volume 1 and Volume 2 in the books.
Dude, Volume 1 is somewhere in this bookshelf over here. It's gorgeous, bro.
Oh, thank you, man.
So nice.
I appreciate that.
Also, Rob, Rob.
Nice to meet you.
Completely forgot. This was a lifetime ago at this point.
Hi.
But dude, so what is new for Penguino? What can we expect from our favorite murderous penguin?
So I don't want to give away too much to the story because
So wait, for context, Val, when we saw this comic, like it was just like thrown on our laps. The three of us collectively went, "Oh
Whoa.
shit! Like what are we looking at right now?"
That's what happened.
So, like, who keeps taking him out?
That was
Yes.
Sebastian attempting to show with his green screen that can't see it. There we go.
I'll
There it
pull it
is.
later. But essentially, so like the artwork is like phenomenal. The story is bonkers. It's just like we got hit with this and we're like, yo, we have to like back this. It was such a good story. And like, dude, it was a lot of fun. So when Rob came on and we were like, we have so many questions because like what happened?
So many.
Are you okay?
Yeah, like, oh man.
Penguino is such a fun character. For what you
I built him
created
as a
this
D&D character. I still haven't played and tested out that crazy build yet, but I will at some point.
You got to do
Like,
that.
this is like one of my favorite images right here
Oh,
that you did
thank
the
you. Yeah, I
whole
love
cast
that
and
one.
crew and everything together. And it's just, again, your style and all that. It's beautiful artwork that you do and everything. And the sketch for one of the pages here from the last Kickstarter
Mhm.
campaign.
That was initially the test page when I first designed Penguino and I was going to make a comic book. I needed to just come up with a page real quick to see how it would look, how he would look in action, and that was the sketch. That was the test page sketch for the first issue of Penguino's Revenge.
And this is, if you want to blow it up, Law. So Sefak,
I got you right now.
so that was from number one right there.
Yeah,
the polar bear
that was
race.
one of like
That
the
was
first
such a
images that
badass
we
fight.
saw, and we were
That
just
was a
like,
badass
"What?"
fight. Like I'm still waiting for Penguino animation because I'm like, dude,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's
If you know somebody at Netflix, please let me know.
We don't know anyone on Netflix yet. Working on it for sure.
But no, I mean, congratulations too, because the Kickstarter got funded pretty quick. You blew past your goal.
I mean, to be fair, I kept the goal very minimal because I wanted it to be able to be easily picked up. To be honest, to be easily picked up by the Kickstarter algorithm, so that we got funded right away by all these people, so we're gonna push this project to the front of our page faster and have it seen by more people.
He knows how to play the game.
That didn't work. So
What?
that didn't work. So now, since this is a solo project, it didn't take a lot of money for me to get it done. The majority of the money is going to come in when I have to get it printed and do all the prints and stickers and other merch that go along with it. That's where the money's really going to come in. As far as creating it, I wrote it, I drew it, inked, colored, lettered. I did. It's a solo project, so it wasn't monetarily. It wasn't a lot out of pocket, other than my time, But yeah, the majority is going to come out of pocket once it gets printed and everything. So that's why I was like, I guess I could keep it real low, and see if the algorithm will pick up. But that didn't work because I really initially thought that that's what was going to happen. But
well, I do got some good. I mean, it didn't make it to the front page, but it does when you hit comics. Penguino does pop up.
Oh, okay.
As I was looking through,
all right.
Picked up.
Okay. Man, I was sweating for a minute.
Also, Hugo said, "Damn, it looks like Rob's coming from some secret underground layer or something."
That's it.
That's the Penguino layer.
That's it.
So, get into like what Penguino's been up to post the last comic, and what we can expect from the next one, without spoiling too much.
All right. So, in Penguino's Revenge, Torment starts out with him falling into a pit. And falling and falling and falling. We don't know where he is. We don't know what he's doing. We don't know what happened that led him to that point. But in this first issue, you find out. I don't want to give away too much info, but there was an intruder in Penguino's camp with his family and his friends that basically laid waste to everything. Laid waste to the town, killed off other penguins and friends and things like that. And he doesn't know that because it was so traumatic for him, so that when he ended up where he's at now, he eventually finds out what happened. And I don't want to give away too much more than that, but it was it's a rough start for our little foul-mouthed penguin.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot that colorful mouth of his. Woo,
Yes.
boy.
Yes.
Listen,
It gives a lot of Scotty Young, like I Hate Fairyland vibes. Without the filter.
I couldn't remember the name of that book. I Hate Fairyland.
That was such a great book too.
I loved it.
Such a great book by Scotty.
Scotty Young is awesome.
Mhm.
Scotty Young, Dale Keown, and Joe Madura. Those are my favorite comic book artists.
No, you could definitely say so. You definitely hit on some of my favorites right there. You could definitely see because Joe definitely influenced a lot of people with the artwork, and such a cool guy too to meet in person. But again, I'm loving that you are giving away a lot of great stuff too with the tiers and everything. Again, showcasing a lot of the artwork.
Like out of a lot of the Kickstarters that I've backed, you have some of the most jam packed ever. Like dude, this isn't even getting into your stretch goals, is it? Oh, yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
man. You hit one already.
Yeah, I hit one already. Now we're working on the premium UV cover upgrade. So what'll happen is if we get to that point, then I'll be able to, when it comes to the print house time, I'll be able to call in and be like, yeah, we need to upgrade the cover to make it like UV, make it like really polished. And I want like parts of the cover to pop off so it looks, it looks like almost 3D. Certain parts will be shiny, certain parts will be matte, so it'll look really like high end.
Nice.
Like what I did with Cataclysm was the same thing. I don't know if you could see it, probably can't.
Oh, no, I got you.
But the black lines, there's you can almost see that the black lines come up, they rise up a little bit, and it just gives it such a more of a high quality feel of a book, and that's what I'm really shooting for. I'm hoping we get to that point so that I can make that happen.
Nice.
You gotta get it because you have a great community too backing you, Rob. I mean,
absolutely.
Again, I wanted to get you back on the show because it's been a while since we also got to talk geek, and last time again,
yes, it has.
You've been killing it. For those who don't know, you definitely want to check out Rob's stuff. You want to definitely check out his TikTok. You want to definitely give him the support. The link is in the description for the Kickstarter, Penguino's Revenge, Volume 2, Torment. Again, from our experience when we had Rob, and as you can see from our excitement, that it was just such a fun ride that we can't wait to see this get in our hands. And then you're one of the many artists who I know who you definitely put a labor of love in your artwork. You can see it. You have a lot of character art, and so you put a lot of that out there, and that's why I was like, dude, this Kickstarter was just phenomenal when it just came in the mail. It's like,
thank you, man. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys supporting my work and having me on again. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.
Of course, man. Of course.
Do you have one that gives you volume 1 and the first issue?
Yes.
Which one is that one?
I have it up here right now. I think it's.
Just to show you, volume 1 was hardcover.
So it's called the Throwback.
I see it. Okay.
Throwback tier. So you get volume 1, the hardcover, and then you'll also get the first issue of Torment, and you get stickers and prints, and all signed.
This is an idea for all those who support that tier. What volume 1 looks like. It's a nice thick bad boy, and it's hardcover too, which I thought was really dope. I was like, I wasn't even expecting that when I got.
There's a lot of gore. There's a lot of turn to any page and so obliterated.
Let's get that solo screen. Hold on, show that again, Rob. Look at that artwork. And I love when when you got that fight with the bear.
Oh yeah, bear. Hang on, I'll show you that one. That's one of my favorite pages that I did when the bear attack. They're right at the end.
Great.
Yep.
It's funny to see a penguin literally going like that. That's
part of the whole the shtick of it. Like I wanted to create something that was easy for me to draw because when I first started doing comics, that was the first issue of Penguino's Revenge when I first started delving into the idea of making a comic. I didn't want to make a character that was super detailed to draw if I didn't like the idea of making comics, because the thought of making the same character in every panel and drawing it over and over again made my ADHD brain want to blow my brains out. Like I need some new input all the time. That's how I'm always running. So I created a simple design of a character. I was like, all right, this is cool. I was like, let me make him angry. Let me give him some some anxiety. Let me make him like pissed off at the world for whatever reason. Like just something so that I can vent out in the form of Penguino. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just he kind of just came to life in the first issue, and then I went to some cons. It got some good reviews, and then it took off from there. Then I finished the book, got it printed. Kickstarter went off like crazy. It was amazing. It was such a good feeling. And I had a lot of issues with the Kickstarter first too, because the first print house that we went with, COVID had hit. And then apparently COVID had hit the print house as well. And they were out of commission for months. They pushed it all the way back. So I was like, I can't keep these people waiting. They just put all their money into this project to get it off the ground, and they still don't have anything to show for it. So I contacted another print house, and it took like another year and a half for the book to actually get printed after the fact that the Kickstarter was funded. So all these people have been waiting, and nothing has been done on the printing side. So finally I found an awesome print house, Print Ninja. Some of you might know them, some of you don't. But Print Ninja, that's what made the hardcover book. Shout out to Print Ninja. Those guys were amazing. I had no idea how I was going to format the book for hardcover, but they walked me through the whole process, and it was super easy.
Nice.
So
and they did a really good job, because this hardcover is like, again,
it's like perfect bound. It's shiny. Like when I first got the proofs in, I couldn't believe. I was blown away. I couldn't believe it. I thought to myself, okay, this might have been worth the wait. Like I thought to myself, it's like this might have been worth the wait. Because I feel like if I went the other route, then it's possible that the other company, for whatever reason, it wasn't the right fit. Something had happened, and I just had to go with the flow, and it came out the way it did. It came out perfect, I think,
Well, you definitely got some people up in there representing today.
Zero, what's up, man? Sacred, hello. Now they're talking to each other.
Yeah. That's how it always happens, man.
Yeah, so publishing as a title has been on my bucket list since I was a kid. Rob's community is helping bring that dream to reality. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And again,
I saw you have a Discord channel too. I just joined that Discord, sir.
Yeah, I got a Discord.
Been busy, sir.
I've been trying. It's hard though, man, because I feel like I'm spreading myself thin with all these different social media gatherings.
Welcome to our lives.
Trying to keep up with like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Then now you got Threads.
Screw Twitter. I'm not even going to bother with Twitter or X or whatever the hell that is anymore.
It's everybody's
my day job is a social media manager, and then I also have to do all my own personal stuff. So trust me, I 100% get it,
man. I just recently started trying to get back into YouTube as well, and YouTube is a whole other animal. I don't know how to even tackle it appropriately.
YouTube is a better beast to tackle than Twitch.
I agree.
That much I
agree.
So with YouTube, what's been cool is that they have the community now, which you can post out there, like text posts or polls. Then now you have also to YouTube Shorts, which works kind of like TikTok and Reels.
Yeah.
And then now you have the YouTube. So YouTube's just been, it's pretty much combined everything into one. So sometimes I'll put a poll out there for nerds and all that. Which is funny. I'll put up like the recent poll, because we did have a fun poll out there that went up not too long ago. It was about the summer movies and all that. So I want to see where we were at. But what are we? So Rob, you're joining us on an interesting topic today, because I think we might have had one of the best DC movies that have come out
in a long time. Not including Robert Pattinson's Batman. That stands on its own because it's being treated like an Elseworld. But for like a DC like EU or whatever, like they're grandfathering this into, this has been amazing.
Right. I actually want to go back just so they can get more like ratings on it because it's definitely not getting the justice it deserves.
Okay, so here's
when I watched it, I at first I wasn't sure what to expect. Right? 'Cause I went in completely clear-headed, like I don't know what this is. I didn't really know anything about Blue Beetle. I never followed the Blue Beetle storyline or anything like that in DC Comics or anything. So I had a clear slate to go into and just enjoy as a standalone movie just to see what they would do with it. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It was
agreed.
We were having this conversation. I have to say it's probably my top 3 or 4 this year because there were some superhero movies that came out. And when I was leaving the theater with Tony, I told him I liked it better than Ant-Man. I thought it was way better than Ant-Man. So I had to say that Guardians was my number 1, then followed by Spider-Man. And I gotta say that Blue Beetle kind of ties with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because I love both these movies and I can't pick a favorite amongst them.
I would say it would be Spider-Man, Blue Beetle, TMNT, then Guardians.
Yeah.
Really?
Guardians is really good, trust me. But the other 3, like, those hit.
You put Blue Beetle before Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes.
That's what he just said. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. That's why I said. Really?
I took a deep breath.
I don't know.
Listen,
deep breath.
I think better than Ant-Man is definitely a
understandable.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things in Guardians 3. There's a lot of things in Guardians 3 that I wasn't like I love the movie, but there's things that I can nitpick and like get to versus this movie where I feel like there wasn't a lot to
You know what it is?
I have a question. How many of you guys actually follow this character in the comic books or in Young Justice? How familiar are you with him?
I would say as familiar as most like DC characters. I watch all the Justice League Unlimited, the Teen Titans, like all these other shows.
I didn't read.
Friends.
But no, like to Law's point, really quick. Like I think when it comes to Guardians, it's just like Guardians 3 just ended the trilogy, and so it's really hard to put this above Guardians because Guardians 3's purpose was to like round out this trilogy and give us something moving forward. Where I feel like Ant-Man 3 didn't round out anything. It felt like a just standalone Ant-Man movie and introducing the next big bad. Where I'm like, it's better than Ant-Man 3. And then TMNT is starting a new thing. Spider-Man 2, while a sequel was so emotionally different in tone, that it also felt like a standalone movie, and we just saw his coming up. So that's why I can't put it on a level with Guardians because of what Guardians was supposed to do. But the other ones, I'm definitely with you. But like when it comes
I agree
to
with the other ones too.
Yeah.
Okay, George has a question for us. Have you rated Blue Beetle on a scale from 1 to 5 yet? We have not yet.
We have not. We're about to.
We're about to, George. Better than Guardians. ... Nestor.
I wouldn't say better than Guardians for me, but I know some of us think it is. It's probably for this year, probably like my 3rd fave. Guardians and Spider-Man definitely above it. But yeah, this was absolutely amazing. This is probably on the same feel how I left. Yeah, I thought they did it so well, and because I don't have no idea about this character other than an action figure I bought my kid once, and it was just done well. The entire feel of the family orient thing and the story was good. The action was good. It wasn't corny in any way in my mind, like Flash was.
Rob, we gotta get you.
But it was good. So for me, if I'm rating Blue Beetle, I would say a solid 4.5.
Ooh.
If we're doing 1 out of 5.
Rob, give us your feedback.
I feel like a 1 out of 10 is easier to do.
Yeah, 1 out of 10 is probably easier.
My initial feedback for the Blue Beetle, I thought the animation and special effects were probably on par with some of the best that I've seen in a while, especially since The Flash was such a shit show, right? If I'm allowed to say that on here.
Okay,
good. It was a shit show. And So being able to see that they actually put effort into the design of the suit looked amazing.
Oh my god!
And it was legit, and it's a practical effect.
Yes.
It was a legit suit. It wasn't CGI.
You know what it reminded me of, which gave me chills when I saw it? The Guyver.
Yes.
Man, when I saw that suit go on him and it like was on his back and everything like that, and like the flight scene, the close quarters combat that they did with the choreography, the way he swooped the guy and he was still in the air and he put him into the wall. I was like, some of these fight scenes were sick.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to give away a ton of stuff. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm gonna get in trouble. But
spoilers, don't worry.
I had a couple of pet peeves as far as some of the acting with the characters goes. The girl, the love interest, I wasn't a fan of her acting. She seemed very bland, if that. But the main actor who plays the Blue Beetle, he did a great job. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed George Lopez's role in this movie.
I was also.
It made me right away want to see him in more stuff like this.
He's the guy in the chair. Like,
yes,
he's his guy in the chair. I was surprised because I had trouble seeing George Lopez as some techie guy, but the way they didn't make it seem unbelievable, if that makes sense. Like,
absolutely.
Like Mark Wahlberg is unbelievable in Transformers trying to be a techie guy, right? I don't believe it, right?
No way.
But
you can't have that kind of physique and be techie. It's not
right?
happening.
Yeah, it didn't work. He can fix freaking Optimus. Come on now.
The George Lopez feels like authentically himself, and he is his character from where he is from Mexico, and like he didn't lose any of that. He just happens to have this talent that he has and is only using it because of everything.
I loved how right off the bat they initialized his character when he pulled up in his sweet ride and he was like
he was took the balloon and threw it and he was like this fucking bugging it.
He was totally the tinfoil hat guy. You know what I mean? Like loved it. Loved that idea of that character and everything. And I love when Grandma goes Rambo. Nana goes Rambo, and that was
wow.
And I'm not gonna give away anymore. I'm gonna stop there.
We love spoilers.
We do spoilers.
We do full spoilers. Go for it. Dive in, bro. Dive in.
Listen, they're jumping on this now.
Man,
it's like,
all right.
Spoilers.
Listen, when I first saw that mech beetle come out of the ground or climb up the thing and they start beating people up, I thought it was really cool when the beetle stabbed the dude and then it kind of picked his body up and just while he's impaled and shook it off. I was like, this is amazing.
I was like, oh, that's what we're doing.
I was surprised how much cursing it also had. Also, it didn't. I was like, actually, it felt so good. It
reminded me that it was a DC movie and not a Marvel movie because DC movies get away with the cursing because they usually have a more adult-oriented drama and style with their storytelling. So for them to be able to do that, it wasn't too much out of character for them to make a film with these kind of characters and that kind of language. But I was a fan. There were some parts that seemed a little cheesy to me. I felt like it was a bit of a slow burn and it didn't get really good until about maybe halfway or to even later, a little later. Toward the third part is when it really everything started to come together. Then once the action started, it did not stop for like 45 minutes. It was just one thing to the next.
And it was a solid third act. Like, from what
finally. Yeah. Finally, with these DC movies, it's just like the third act doesn't make me want to turn it off.
Exactly. I was like, because it felt like it was getting to. I'll be honest, it was a very slow burn.
Not for me.
It was a slow burn for me because I have ADHD and the shit isn't happening on the screen that interests me. I kind of want to go on YouTube or TikTok or something.
Yeah, there was a lot of
it's called a LexCorp building. And I pointed it out to Seabass.
I don't think I caught that.
It's right next to the Korg building.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's his face? The main character had a Gotham hoodie on.
Yeah.
Because he went to Gotham Law. Yeah.
That's cool. And also George Lopez mentions, he says Gotham has the bad and Metropolis has the alien. We got our own little hero out here. He mentions it.
Yeah, he mentioned Star City too for the Flash.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
What I like about this movie, and I get what you mean by slow burn, Rob. This movie, I would say, was one of DC's origin stories done right.
Listen, I was going to get to that. I was going to say that even though it felt like a slow burn for me, I understand it because it also has to be an origin story. You got to start somewhere, you know? So, and with that said, I understand that. So I give it a rating of a 3.8.
That's fair.
3.8.
That's fair. Got a question.
Not enough
to build cinematic universe around it.
Not around it,
but he'll be a part of it.
But he'll be a part of it.
Yeah. If James Gunn decides it,
he did.
He announced it.
Yeah. He announced that he'll be.
But you
using
can't put the entire cinematic universe on Blue Beetle. It just wouldn't make sense to do.
So this movie gave itself enough degree of separation from what we have established with the older DC cinema to where it can fit any place in the new stuff to continue with the character. The only thing that's hurting the movie this weekend, which we had this conversation, is that right now you have the writer and art and actor strike, so you don't have a lot of you don't have a lot of the advertisement behind it. And number two, we just had the Flash came out, so a lot of people too were also saying they're burnt from DC movies because
Flash didn't do the same shit.
Yeah. So, but the movie itself was great because it was a fun ride. It didn't feel like a lot of the DC very low drama. Like it does have a little bit of that drama, but it also had that fun what we wanted to see in some of these characters that they've been lacking. And I think Blue Beetle 2 was a great family story because there was a lot of that family dynamic that you saw in it. Oh yeah. And it did set up the origin a little bit of the previous Blue Beetle to Ford.
Yeah.
So I thought that it worked perfectly. I mean,
did anyone else really laugh out loud with the whole Dr. Sanchez? That's not my name. That's not my name. And then he finally says his name, and it's like 80 names.
Oh, it was great. It was so good.
I was because every time he says not my name, I'm like, that's disrespectful. That's so racist. She ain't shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
When he finally says his name, I died. I'm like, of course, it's like 80 names.
Oh, it was so good.
I love that part. I just felt bad for Homeboy. I'm like, no.
I will say this movie had so much heart to it that it was such a refreshing.
I was surprised.
Pace
by how much heart it had.
It was crazy. Is that I remember listening to some reviews and stuff, and he had mentioned it. I was like, all right, cool. It'll be interesting to see because like for the first 2 acts of the movie, you're like, all right, this dude just seems like he's bumbling around trying to be a lackey. How do they humanize the fucking antagonist?
Yes.
At the end? And I was like, this all makes sense. And then I was like,
boom, let's flash back through his entire life and see why he is the way he is.
And like,
Dude, that was wild.
Oh, he watched his mom explode. Okay, that would make me violent too.
That makes me pissed off because I
Put
thought
me in an armored suit. I'll rip up a Beetle.
I thought it was his wife and child. No, it was his mother.
Oh,
He's been a child. He's been a child soldier his whole life.
Right.
His mother get blown up, and he's
he did.
Yeah, it was
sad.
It made sense. Surprisingly, it made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't feel like a cookie cutter villain where we see like these one-off villains. They come in. You felt bad for Homeboy once you found out his past and everything, and it was just like, oh wow, like there was just a tear in the eye for it. There was a lot of emotion in this movie.
I think that's a difference for this villain because like we've had a lot of like one and done villains in Marvel where we're just like, oh, you wasted so much potential, whatever the case.
This makes sense.
This makes sense for the one and done because it hits Jaime so much like more now, and he now like that being his first like true villain and like having that oh shit moment, and like that's a huge like stepping stone on his journey to being like a hero. So like to have that as one of your first things of like, oh, this guy wasn't that bad, but he was in a like fucked up circumstance, and like just that whole exposition that they did on him, I was like, god damn,
like he was a better one and done villain than, now obviously this is in 2008, but then Obadiah Stane in Iron Man, and I love 08 Iron Man, but but he doesn't do anything for Tony. He doesn't grow him. Tony grows because Tony's Tony, and he realizes his legacy is being tarnished, and that's why he's doing all this. Where for Jaime, it was like, he had this fight, didn't kill him after him in the suit kind of became symbiotic, and then was told protect your family. There was just so much there for him to learn from.
There was it's one of the very few movies, again, like I gotta say, there was a lot of emotional connection, like even like the whole point, and I'm not sure, like I'll let everyone else weigh in on that, like with his dad, with Jaime and his dad, every moment, and then that final moments with it.
And it wasn't wasteful. It was like a proper like Uncle Ben, Bruce's parents, like that. Like it was one of those things where it's like, oh, I was hoping
but
that
Grandma
this wasn't the
steps
case.
up and she was like, "Chill, it's not the time for that, bro."
Yo,
like she was like, "Nah, hold on, it's not time."
Time out. As all Latinos, like, tell me that's not real.
Grandma, yeah, yeah,
that is that's so real. Where they're just like, now's not the time, and you're just like, you just gotta suck it up.
Grandma, know what you talking about?
Like it's so wild to me, like the little nuances like that they got right, they really got right. And then I was listening to like another podcast about it where they were like, they hit so many things that are like not just like relatable for a Spanish household, but like just relatable, like growing up in a culture, like in a lower income, like middle class, like kind of growing up situation. Like you're just like, yo, that's real. That is absolutely real.
Yeah. I wanted to add something about with the female character, the Brazilian chick. What's her name?
Jenny Cord.
Whatever, her, yeah.
Whatever. Oh man,
she wasn't my favorite character.
You mean the bad actress?
Yeah. She wasn't my favorite character. So here's kind of what annoyed. The only thing she was able to do well was cry on cue
and ride a motorcycle.
I just
damn. Yo!
Wow. Thank you, Rob, for joining.
Oh boy, spicy
here's
today.
what really annoyed me. Like when the father passed, she was up behind. She just seemed so useless. For someone who has so much money on hand and value to her name, why was she not more helpful? And then when the house went up in flames at the end and she's coming in, she's like, well, we're going to do this. You should have did that sooner. Why didn't you give them the mansion, bro? You got money. Like, you're supposed to be helping.
I thought she was going to give them
I thought she was going to give them the mansion.
I thought so too. Like, why wouldn't you? I just felt like it was a waste of opportunity.
But also, I feel like the pride of, like, grandma would have been like, nah, we're keeping the house, we're gonna rebuild. Like,
yeah, but it took her mad long to offer that as an option. Like, that should have been the first thing you said. Like, you ain't got nothing to worry about, I'm gonna help you. No, you're gonna wait till I don't know. I just felt like the way what she was done could have been better.
Definitely.
Thank you. Yes. I mean, I'm not hating.
I had to mute myself because my dog is barking like crazy. We had our gas turned off because there was a natural gas leak in the area.
Oh wow.
Yeah, good times. So if there's a loud explosion, it wasn't Blue Beetle.
Got it. But like,
worst superhero. He's not the worst superhero. I don't understand that statement.
Albeda coming in with a very spicy take of, I'll never watch this movie and how Hispanics get the worst superhero. Very
I don't know. You're making a judgment without watching the movie.
You gotta
watch the movie because it was legit.
Watch the movie before you chime in.
We also get half a Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like, I don't know where we're like, we are winning right now.
Yeah,
we are absolutely.
One thing I really enjoyed about the movie was the relationship between the suit and what's his name? Jamie.
Yeah, I like that.
It gave me very good like Venom symbiosis relationship, but
better.
She adapted to him rather than him adapting to it, right?
That was after mom. That was after that mom energy. That was after mom energy.
Mom said, "Come in."
She started speaking Spanish too. The AI. I was like,
so the AI was voiced by Becky G, which is why the Spanish came off so well. I was like, oh shit, okay.
I gotta say this too. I love the relationship dynamic between Jaime and his sister. That was
it's so there's so many real like grounded like situations like that where like, yo, watch the door for me. I'm gonna go take a massive.
Yeah.
was like, what are you doing? Like, I need this job,
jump, bro.
Like, bro, come on. Like, what are you talking about?
What did she say when she walked out of there? It's like, man, that was exquisite or some shit.
This is so reckless. It was just like, bro, what are we doing? Yes,
that was that's a add a little Spider-Man, and I would add a little Spider-Man into that.
Yes,
too.
absolutely.
It just like what I was trying to get to is like when him and the suit finally were able to link up and do things right, when they were finally able to sync correctly, like it gave me like, oh, here it is. This is the moment. This is when things are going to open up, and they did. They did. It did not. The fight did not disappoint.
Nah.
The only real like what I felt like was a little underwhelming was the fact that he was only fighting a henchman.
But it still didn't feel like a henchman.
He was fighting a henchman.
Yeah, but
he was fighting a henchman, but the power, the power level was still
his own because they were pulling from.
And Jaime wasn't a fully real
strong
fighter
henchman.
Versus the henchman.
Listen, you gotta start somewhere, bro. Superman fights Lex on a daily basis.
True, and Lex ain't even got no power.
Lex is a rich dude with a
like guy with a very powerful suit.
Yeah,
Lex has suits too. You know,
he just got money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They came through for the barbecue.
The culture.
Okay, hold on.
For the culture.
That's what I thought was going to happen. I thought they were going to rebuild the house like Encanto. And I was thinking to myself, is this a Spanish thing that I did not know about?
me, family, Madrigal,
they came out. They came out for the barbecue. That was what they did. They didn't even come to
But that's what I thought of Encanto. I did think about that. And I was like, are they going to rebuild a house right now?
I thought so too.
No, I love that when George Lopez's character was flipping out about the car. He's like, "Oh my
tailpipe! What you do to my car? What you do to my car?"
He's like, "Oh, that blue? That's a bit on the nose."
Yeah.
Why don't you come help me like it? Come help me be thankful.
So again, it's just so many fun moments, and like it didn't feel like, for me, it didn't feel like a slog to get through. I laughed, I cried, I had like oh shit, yeah. There were so many fucking Easter eggs. Someone pointed out that fight scene in the tunnels felt very much like the raid.
Yes.
Then I was like, oh shit.
Using the objects and against the walls and stuff like that.
So you had
and him pulling out the Zanpakuto was lit.
Oh my god.
He did a bunch of stuff. Like he pulled out the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy.
I thought it was
hammer.
I thought
Thor's
it was
hammer.
I feel like it was Thor's hammer, and I was like,
it looked like a big ass. That's what Bear said. He said, "Why do you have Thor's hammer?" He's like, he makes his own weapons, dude.
Right, and then but he also at one point said, "Come over here," just like Scorpion.
Yes,
I was like, "Oh, this is great."
But the come over here is good because apparently he practiced the moves from
the Injustice game?
Mm-hmm. Like he tried to emulate the Blue Beetle's Injustice moves into the movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Like again,
I wouldn't be surprised if that like super power ray he does was probably his super. I don't know. I'm sure there probably was something.
Probably just a hint to it. There's a lot of.
And I thought the sword was Ichigo's from Bleach.
That's the
Buster Sword.
That's full on Final Fantasy 7 Buster Sword.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Yeah, Cloud. No, I mean, as far as it goes with this movie, I did love what's her face that
Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon's character. She did a great job as Cord. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
She really played the role where you wanted to hate her, and
I wanted to punch her in the mouth.
Absolutely.
She gave me Darren vibes.
And what was annoying is that she was looking, because she's so
Darren
little,
from Ant-Man. Don't be a
Darren Cross.
From Ant-Man 1, I would say not Darren as MODOK, because that was a waste. But Darren in Ant-Man 1, that's what she gave me.
Gotcha. Okay. You saying, Rob?
Well, even as evil as she was still looking up at everybody being evil because she's so little. Like, how dare you? I'm the biggest bitch in this house. Like, what the hell?
You gotta have a lot of cojones.
Mega Man was another reference.
Yes, that was that
Master.
one. Thank you. I knew I was forgetting something. Yes, thank you. But yeah, like the fact that Homeboy didn't snap on her sooner, bro. I was like,
I would have flown right through the helicopter.
I thought he was gonna snap on her when he got his power. And she took the locket, because the way he was looking at her when she said something to him, sacrifices must be made, right?
Yeah.
He heard her say that, and his facial reaction changed. So they plug him up. I'm thinking right after that it's over. They're all dead. Instead, it was just Sanchez. Sad.
My name is not
Sanchez. What was Sanchez's real name? Hold on, I gotta look it up now.
Oh God, it was.
I think it was something Gomez. Something.
It brought me back to Spanish class when my Spanish teacher told me his name. And I was like, holy shit, Teach, that's a long fucking name. Like, goddamn. Like,
it's like, do you want my name or do you want my actual name? It's like, oh, okay, got it.
Brian says you gotta watch out for the little folk. They're
Ain't that the truth?
But listen, it was like it's like the world that they created, like again, DC is known for its fictional cities. The city worked perfect because you see the big difference in the two types of cities. Like they really painted where Jaime grew up at. It felt like, for me, when I would go to California and I'll go visit friends, and you see like the Mexican Spanish neighborhoods and all that out there. You really capture that there. And then the difference in what they saw from across the river with like this whole city that had all the.
It felt like DC's
everything.
version of LA.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Yes.
Watching.
Val, what is the name?
Jose Francisco Morales Rivera de la Cruz.
Oh, that's great.
Shouted that with no hesitation. I think we what was it? It was in the theater. Me and Sol laughed at that. We were just.
I laughed out loud.
That was so good.
Because every time he got
to redeem himself. I was hoping he had some sort of like redemption at some point, because I was like, bro, come on.
I didn't understand why Grandma's minigun had to look like it was designed
disco light,
like a Rubik's cube,
disco lights, or a Rubik's cube, or it was made out of stained glass.
So I wanted to get into that. All of his tech is somehow based on like some like 80s retro video game or something like the high tech of that era.
Yeah, like the bubble
gum. They were made by the father
of that era.
Yeah,
and that was when a long time ago. Supposedly they say that he was alongside like the original Flash or something like that. The first Blue Beetle and something, I can't recall.
Possibly
what he said.
Like Batman, just not as good. They said something like that.
George Lopez. He's like, I mean, it's just funny because it's like, so with Blue Beetle, the first time I seen the Ted Kord version, he was with Booster Gold at one point. And then I remember
he would have been.
It's in your body. It went up your
Ted. Well, they actually reference it.
Did it go up my culo?
They actually reference it in the movie, which I'm glad that they did. Was maybe just replay one before the movie started. Could be
maybe.
The original holder, I forget the guy's name for Blue Beetle, was the one that like first like connected. Then he died. Ted. Then Ted, Then it went to Ted.
It didn't, because the Beetle never accepted him. So he
had it, and then like used like he tried to reverse engineer a lot of the stuff that came out of it. But basically took up the mantle of Blue Beetle and became a hero, that kind of thing. I want to know where he went, why he's went missing, that whole like thing. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the entire second movie.
Because like if that was in the what was it, the post-credit scene, there's like, Ted, your father, Ted's still alive, when they were trying to reach her. Because I know some people.
Is it a Booster thing? Because that would have been interesting if like him and Booster, because Booster is a time traveler, like he ended up like accidentally going back or forward in time.
No, it would be interesting.
Here's a question I have for you guys, because I don't know a lot about the whole Blue Beetle verse or whatever is going on there with that character. In the very beginning, it shows where that Blue Beetle, where the Scarab came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you notice, it shot off with a bunch of other different colors that shot off in different directions of the universe.
So
there was a yellow, a red, a green, and the blue.
There's a black one. So there's a lot of.
It made me think of
maybe he's in the Phantom
lantern
Zone.
rings. It made me think of the lantern rings.
Yeah. So
right?
I think it's coincidentally that they're the same colors as the lantern rings, but they are different scarabs for like the Reach. Like they have like hopefully they bring them up at some point. But there's I think a red or a black scarab who's like one of his main like villains, and he is like a powerhouse of destruction. That like always goes against like you see it in I think it's Young Justice season 2 or 3. Like they start introducing like the Reach and like where the origin of those scarabs are, and like their whole like what they're meant to do is basically just be, like they said, world destroying like things. Think Omni-Man, but for a scarab. Like they get a host. It's Omni-Man meets Venom.
Okay. All right.
So I want to touch up on Nestor. So it could be a reference to Booster Gold because again, I know Ted Kord's Blue Beetle was at some point I wasn't very big on like, you know, but when I first got introduced to him, he was with Booster Gold, and there was a female character who had green fire, and then a female character that did like ice and all that. They were like their own like offshoot superhero team too. This was in the 90s that I saw this, but Jaime came years later when they just, you know, he took over the mantle.
I like the 2000s.
Yeah, this was them DC trying to diversify their comics, and I think Blue Beetle was a great way to start, so that he took over, because like a lot of the characters before, like you had different characters playing different roles of taking over the mantle, and it was just interesting to take over Blue Beetle, and Jaime was just different with the Scarab. But yeah, Ted was always associated in some form of way with the Blue Beetle.
Dan Garrett
was the first Beetle.
Yeah,
Dan Garrett before Ted.
Now the other thing
I don't know that there was a reference in the movie for Booster Gold. Like I didn't see anything, and I was really trying to look for that because I half expected it.
It could have been him calling on the. It could have been him calling on the.
I don't know that they would use Firestorm, at least just not yet, because they used him in the Arrowverse, and as well as they did a really good job with him there. I don't know that they'll just drop him in for this just yet, because the I don't want to say easier, but the better matchup, like everyone associates Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. Like I have two of my really good cosplay buddies do incredible Booster Gold Blue Beetle cosplays. They've done everything from like the classic suits to like stormtrooper versions of them. Like it's great.
So the one thing I gotta say that I found that was just a small detail which I found what was funny, and again I think this was a nod to the Arrowverse, was that Big Belly Burger has always been some type of the big fast food chain in the DC universe, and it was constantly used in each of the Arrowverse shows. Like, oh, you're gonna go to Big Belly Burger.
I think that's just been a constant like period, because even in I want to say the old Batman animated series, Joker used to go to there. I know he's done it in a couple other series, but like that's a through and through staple of like that universe.
Yeah. It's like this is a great way to get around Burger King and McDonald's product placement.
Oh, yeah.
Like we go to Big Belly Burger. Let's go Big Belly Burger.
Way easier to do that.
But that was just funny. It was just to me it just brought back that Arrow universe vibes, because again I think at the time when they was trying to start the DCU, I think Arrow universe did it much better. But again, this gives me a little bit of hope for the future for DC movies. Just we still haven't had Aquaman, which reports are saying that people are believing it's probably
going to be trash,
dumpster fire. But I hope this doesn't. And James gonna say that they want to continue with this actor and continue with the booster with the Blue Beetle character in the next iteration of his him and Peter Safran's DC universe. And Mayhem Mike has joined the iteration. The crazy is I plan to cosplay as
what?
That's crazy.
I don't know what's happening.
It's just, we love you, Mike. Mike, you gotta get Rob on your show.
In the Injustice game and Young Justice, they are pairing Blue Beetle and Firestorm more. Probably because of the age.
Yeah,
I would say, because this version, well, Jaime is still like early 20s, like depending on when you see him, he could be his like mid to late teens.
they could. So with this version of Blue Beetle, with the Jaime version, there it could be like how you say, like and with seeing with the games, it could be that they're pairing up with new versions. But Ted Cord was mostly associated a lot of times with Booster Gold.
Yeah.
So Booster Gold, and it was just funny. That was just my first introduction to Blue Beetle. It was just a random. It was like when you used to go to the super. Do you guys remember when you used to go to have those random packs of comics that would just be like, oh, you get these comics for $1, and they were all in this whole pack. And I would just go. That was again, my age is showing. That was like in the early '90s. So you just purchase it. It would
It's
just be a
Tone's
whole
face for
mix.
me.
Yeah.
It's Tone's
anyway,
face for me.
It was
That's a
my
life
supermarket
experience that I'm not familiar with, my friend.
I'm still wondering where's Pong to add iteration on the list because it became inter.
He's not here, so it means
not
it doesn't
here. It doesn't-
count.
Damn it.
doesn't count. There you go.
Doesn't count, unfortunately.
You get a
So we
pass.
have a game that we do, Rob, that I mispronounce everything, and a buddy
It's
of ours.
not a game.
It's not a
just
game. It's an
It's just,
observation.
I'm winning the game. Apparently,
I believe we were at
game.
over 30
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
over
winning.
30
I have the most
receipts.
points. I'm winning.
mispronunciations of the English language.
I
Yeah,
am so winning this game. I'm waiting
Winning.
for the prize.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there
Okay.
you go.
sure.
It's the tiger blood in me.
You're the only one competing.
It's sure. You know,
It's-
however you want to look at it,
interesting.
buddy. However you want to
Yeah.
look at it.
It's the pronounced Olympics.
I did
Oh
want
my
to. I did
God.
want to get into the like family dynamic of them, like the
Mhm.
because right off the jump you see like they're like, yo, are we gonna tell him? Are we not gonna tell him? Like we don't want to ruin his big day. This and that, third. But you could also tell like how close that family is because of like all the craziness that happened, all the like ups and downs. Like dad was just like, don't worry about it. Like we can handle whatever
figure it
comes.
out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is like, I loved that so
Yeah.
much. It was honestly one of my favorite parts of the movie was just like,
And
that
I was
dynamic.
so surprised how every character in that family had their role to play in that
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, and it was distinctive from the jump. You knew who these people were right off the bat.
Yep.
mhm.
Like they were solidified right away, and they folled through all the way to the end, and I loved it. I loved
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
Well, Grandma
yeah.
was a surprise for me.
She was a bit of
Yo,
a
grandma,
Grandma was
grandma was a
Fucking
sleeper,
grandma.
yo. Like, yo, grandma,
when she took him and put him behind her like this.
Yeah.
yo,
Oh,
oh,
shit.
yo, she about to be a problem.
Talk about Blue
She
Beetle,
said
Mike.
death to the imperialists.
Like
Yo,
this?
Yo,
He's
yo.
wearing the fucking super suit and he's getting behind grandma.
Yo, first of all, you already know you're not gonna argue with grandma.
Like, okay.
Like,
got the super
If grandma does this to you, what you gonna say no?
right.
Gonna get your ass beat.
Oh my god.
I love it. I love it when the
But it was
it's like,
great,
don't worry,
man.
that's a conversation for another time. Right now, we got
Yo,
focus on shit.
like-
We gotta get shit done.
The universal, like, because you hear it like when I was at the theater, you heard the like, yo, grandma's a badass. What? it was so
She's like,
great.
that's our way in. That's our way in. Looking at the map, like,
Yo,
right,
like,
hey.
yo, it was
for it.
super night and day. We're
Meanwhile-
just like, where the fuck?
Meanwhile, Jaime's like, no, we don't kill. And then grandma's
Yo.
just like, Gah!
Yo, everybody else was okay with killing
Yes.
except for Jaime.
Grandma was like,
Listen,
hey,
man.
hello to my little friend.
Even the
Oh,
Beetle
oh.
suit was like, are you sure? We could
Yeah.
do this. We could
We're
do this
like-
right now.
We'll make this a lot easier if
This
we
will cut the
actually killed
movie
him.
about an hour short, but we could do it right now.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I loved it though. I mean, again, like the dad, like he definitely wrote on the Spanish version of Uncle Ben because it's like you really like he was all about his family, keeping the family together. And he went in back there to go get his daughter. And maybe I don't speak as a father, but he did whatever like most likely what fathers would do is go in there. I gotta go get my kid.
Right.
And even like with the heart condition, which it's like it was foreshadowing, like, oh, dad, you had a heart attack on it. I didn't expect them to do that. and to catch it like
I had a feeling it was going to happen as soon as
Really?
all the commotion's going on, because after they talked about that he had a heart
Yeah.
condition, now all this commotion, all this stress, I'm like, oh shit, something's going to happen.
So
Yeah.
it didn't dawn on me until it was happening.
Yeah.
Like it was
Until he grabbed his chest and went down.
No, I got scared when
just
the power went
before.
out.
I was waiting for it.
I mean,
I was scared when he first got the scarab first attached to him, and he's going up to the ceiling, and everybody's freaking out and screaming.
Yes.
And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, he's gonna get sick. Oh my god, this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
but the thing
And
is, I didn't expect them to kill him off like that. I expected them like, oh, he's
I
probably
was
in the
expecting like
hospital.
hospital bed and like
Yeah.
No, they Uncle Bend him.
no,
Yeah.
They had to.
they had
that was
to.
wild,
Because
man.
His that's how he was gonna complete
Yeah.
symbiosis.
And it was just fucked up because it happened while he's tied up and he literally couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
That was sad.
It was such a beautiful way to like let him know that his father passed without like having been there or no, like they were just like, yo, like, and it was such a like I cried. I was just like, oh man.
So
it's such
was it the Blue Beetle's cosmic abilities that were able to bridge the gap between Jaime and his father, who was in the other realm?
I think
so.
I think also too was when he was on the brink of death.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jaime
Yeah.
himself.
that's
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like
He's at
and
death's door kind of thing.
because the scarab itself, like there's a lot of powerful items in like the DC universe. It's probably one of the most powerful items, just like up there, I would say, with like Dr. Fate's helm, a Green Lantern, or any of the Spectrum rings.
Mhm.
Like it's way up there.
Okay.
yeah, but it
That makes sense.
I
There's
mean when
a
they
Scarlet Scarab.
I believe so.
yeah they probably
There's a
character called Scarlet Scarab.
they're
there's
probably
a-
setting up for future
Scarab
stuff with the movie. The scarabs are coming.
They just call him Black Beetle. But there's a Black Beetle character who you gotta see him in Young Justice Invasion, like to really get how menacing this dude is. But he is absolute Black Air Force energy. I want nothing but to throw hands with people and take over the world.
Jeez.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It is very much on site.
The first time I saw Blue Beetle, honestly, was when Superman was getting his ass kicked by Doomsday back in the 90s. And in that last final fight, Blue Beetle got demolished. Just demolished.
Was it the Ted Cord? I think it was the Ted Cord Blue Beetle.
I don't know who it was, but he got ripped apart. And I was like, wow, actor sucks. Next page. Like, that guy died quick. Next. Not realizing any of the dynamics of how strong Doomsday was
Ted Cord.
Yeah.
It was Ted Cord. It was
I would like to remind. Wow.
Wait, what?
I just saw an image of the comic of that happening.
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah, it's Blue Beetle versus Doomsday, and it's like it's Ted.
What is it?
Cord.
One page?
I think it's a one. So
You just hear.
So I remember it was the death of Superman. So it was leading up to the death of Superman. So they were all these heroes were trying to stop Doomsday
in the middle of the street. Blue Beetle came right at him, and Doomsday just like curb stomped him pretty much. Something like I don't remember.
He gave him the Coco Gasso.
Now do I have to look this up now?
Smoking people.
Doomsday bodied
him. People. Doomsday, like it was a surreal moment. I mean, Death of Superman was one of the craziest comics at the time because it made the news. Yeah, that's how crazy this comic was.
I remember that.
Listen, this panel ends with Korg saying, "Someone help me." Like
wow, what a shitty character.
Like, there isn't a lot being said here. It's just effects of him being slammed into the ground, and then
again and again.
Someone help me. Like you just watched Superman get bodied,
So
and you think
I could take
one
her.
arm.
your unaccustomed, unparasitic
Superman
self
wears glasses
ass
most of the
is
time. What a
gonna
nerd.
go fight Blue Beetle.
Yep, so he did. He took out the whole Justice League in that comic. He took out a lot of heroes before him and Superman. And I just remember it was nasty. It's like they show like whoever was the artist in that series, they went in and did all the bumps, the bruises, and then the colorist went in there to show it all. It was just like, damn, like you could see the hurt and the black and blue that Doomsday left on all these heroes. It was he fucked them up.
It was also the expression on the characters' faces of how quickly they're getting wiped out. Like just seeing that happen.
Damn.
But we're getting off topic. But I was just saying that
Not
the first
really.
time my first experience of seeing Blue Beetle in the comics was him getting curb stomped. Pretty much.
Oof. The biggest of oofs.
Wait, this right here. So for all those wondering with the panel,
Yeah.
They just foot to skull.
Oh yeah, just smashed them into the wall 100 times
and the
drop
shit is
them.
this.
Also,
If you
that's
notice,
what Doomsday looked like?
That was so
Doomsday killed him with one arm.
Look! You see? Yeah,
One arm wrapped behind his back. Doomsday was all tied up. He was in an underground bunker. He was held down there by government agencies forever, and then he finally broke out, and he was all
almost
wrapped
kills
up.
the entire Justice League.
He was botting people with one hand in the very beginning of that storyline, and then he was like, "Oh, now I got to. Oh, I'm really gonna fuck shit up."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a fun comic, man. Go back and read that whole series again. Wappa. No, I mean, so Ted Kord. So then, like, we probably that's probably why he gave the mantle up, and now we got Hyman years later because it's like,
Hyman.
Jaime.
Jaime Reyes.
Oh,
yes.
Hyman.
Where's Pong when we need him?
Yeah, that's a bad one too. I mean, I tell Pong to watch this episode because I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. This is we
let the game.
We let the first one slide. We cannot let this slide. I'm a
travesty.
Message Pong on both.
I'm messaging Pong on Discord right now.
I am winning. For those who are counting at the home game, I am winning the mispronunciation game. That is it.
You're the only competitor.
You can't win if you're the only one playing.
Thank you, Rob. Right.
Technically, we have 4 playing laws in last place with 0. Tone has 1 and Val has 1.
I'm technically winning then.
No, I'm not. I'm not on that list.
Both of you guys are on that list.
I
think you and Tone are tied.
We're not on that list.
Yes, you are.
No, I refuse it.
Oh, okay. Just because you say that you're not on the list. Got it. Okay.
So after Blue Beetle now, I mean we've all been excited for Blue Beetle. I think this is DC sleeper hit. I feel that with James Gunn, he's gonna pretty much it's gonna be
Yo, hold on.
I love you.
Hugo. I fucking love you.
Oh man, I love you, Hugo.
And we're done. We're done for the evening.
Oh man, that was a very short episode this time, guys.
It's finished.
Look at us. Oh my god.
So Rob, let's just wrap this because I mean this has been a fun episode talking about Blue Beetle. I'm not excited for the next DC movie. Hopefully
if they do it right,
Aquaman.
If they do it right, you will be excited for the next 2 Blue Beetle movies if they do it right. Because it would probably be them searching for Ted Kord and figuring that whole shebang out, and then the third one will absolutely have to be The Reach.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna do.
We'll have our new Batman. We'll have our Superman movie by then. So
there'll probably be some if they do it well, they can tie in other characters into a younger
James Gunn
Justice
is a great
situation.
Storyteller. What he did with Guardians of the Galaxy and how he brought Rocket story full circle while bringing the rest of the characters in as well. I think he's a great storyteller. Can he be corny? Yes. but also the Guardians of the Galaxy themselves are initially corny and kooky characters. You know, you got a talking tree that only says one word. You know, it's a lot of weird stuff going on there. So I think that James is he might pull everything out of all the tricks out of the bag that he can to really make a big splash for the DC. I mean, he did that with
he did it with Peacemaker, he did it with Suicide Squad. Like
and those were great. Those were great.
He
Well,
took
first
a huge
Suicide
risk.
Squad, not second.
Was it this?
No, both of them
Which
weren't
was
great,
the one
actually.
with Will Smith?
The first one.
First
The first
Suicide
I hated
Squad.
that
Yeah,
one.
no, both of them weren't good.
That was what its face. So the first one was
Something
done by David
Ayer, right?
Ayer. David
Yeah.
Ayer.
David Ayer.
The second one was done by James Gunn, which he took a lot of risk with because it felt a little bit more true for me for the comics when he just like you didn't expect all these characters to get off and then you off Captain Boomerang like that and then he would star you. So he dug deep and then from there you got the spin-off of Peacemaker, which kind of
I love the show. I thought the show was great.
Peacemaker.
Really
Peacemaker
entertaining.
was a pretty.
It was better than I
show.
thought it would be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some comments. Can't wait for CDC in the world. Let's go, James Gunn.
That's meant to be the
Idris
Dark World.
Elba kicked
If you didn't
ass.
catch that.
Yeah. But no, I'm interested to see what James Gunn could do. And again, a lot of people forget it's not just James Gunn; it's also Peter Safran as well. So it's James Gunn and Peter Safran. So they're both making these decisions. And from reading from articles too, James Gunn says that there's a lot of stuff he's had to say no to. He says this is the most he said no to a lot of different things that was being pitched. I think his focus on right now, because in for me, he goes, he has to get Superman right. Because if he doesn't get Superman right,
it's going to set the tone for everything else.
Yeah.
I would rather him focus on a younger other characters that we haven't received, give us some separation from Superman for a little bit, build on origins, and then tie it in later.
But that's the problem with when it comes to bringing in new people because Superman and Batman are the most known in DC, and the problem is that
you
DC,
always build that house on that Trinity, and it's
then,
I am a Batman fan. I am exhausted by Batman.
Now we all know the characters in DC, but when you're bringing it to a wider market, it's like if you put a Guy Gardner out there, like we're gonna start with a Guy Gardner movie, it's not gonna do as well as a lot of people like who's Guy Gardner. But it's interesting that we're getting introduction to some of these characters in the Superman movie.
Agreed, Mike.
So like we've already had a Batman movie done by what's his face as Patterson, so it makes sense.
I like that. That one was very good.
But
and it was announced too.
Separate, so it's like
which is
and it was also announced too that Wonder Woman 3 that they're going to move forward with that. So
with Gal Gadot,
yeah. Okay. So it was they.
I like her as Wonder Woman, but I did not like Part 2.
Part 2 was trash. I
thought Part 1 was great, and
until the third act. Part 3 was great until that third act.
It was a lot of Patty Jenkins. A lot of Patty Jenkins.
I don't remember enough about it.
That's when they introduced this guy being Ares and
the fight, and it was a whole thing.
After No Man's Land, I'm done with the movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
You got a question from Mike?
Most of Batman movies suck, but it's always the same. Albeit, I don't know what you're talking about, guy. Who do you think paid the best Catwoman? Oh yeah, definitely Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer, and I would have to say in Patterson's Batman, what's her face comes in a good second.
I think she's good.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah,
she's good, but her outfit looked like it was done by a terrible cosplay creator.
For early, if the time frame that it takes place for early Batman career thing, I think it worked for what it was.
That makes
sense. But I like Michelle Pfeiffer better than.
Michelle Pfeiffer's number one. She's number one.
Yeah.
It's like Michelle Pfeiffer's relied more on her being fucking crazy, and then now every other Catwoman iteration has been this pseudo forbidden love interest.
Fun fact:
because Anne Hathaway was that, and so was Zoe.
Fun fact: the
I thought somebody
Michelle,
the
Michelle Pfeiffer whip scene in the department store was all her.
Mm-hmm.
And
You know,
one
she
take,
actually put a real bird in her mouth too.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that I
That was-
didn't know.
That was a
She
real bird.
committed.
Yeah, Michelle definitely she took that role. Michelle Pfeiffer is known as Catwoman. I mean, Anne Hathaway, we
No, that was she was a thief, but she was
yeah,
not Catwoman.
that's why I say Zoe
Who was the
Kravitz
other
is
one?
good.
Halle Berry.
Oh no,
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. There is no
That
Catwoman.
never
on
happened.
Tuesday.
That never happened.
Nope.
Anne Hathaway's was better
Oh,
than Halle
man.
Berry's.
Isn't that when she hit a guy with a car or something like that around that time in her?
Oh, yeah,
I don't think I watched it. I just saw like bits
no,
and pieces
in
of it.
real life, where he's saying.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, my
it's,
God.
so here's the thing. It's nothing against
She
Halle.
killed a man.
She was
literally.
killed a man. I did it.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Like it was nothing against Halle, but she did it was a horrible script. The movie was horrible. When they were
Horrendous.
That movie had
it
no
was
business being
yeah. It was bad. It was the basketball scene. Oh my god. Everything was just bad about that movie.
It was like that one line she has in X-Men just taken
Just followed her.
just into a
Just
90-minute movie.
A script.
You know, like I like her as Storm, except for that one line in X-Men 1.
What did she say?
line?
What did she say?
You know what happens to a frog when it's struck by lightning?
Oh God, that was so stupid.
Yeah.
The same thing that happens.
What happens to
everything
anybody when they're struck by lightning?
Exactly.
That's
what she says.
Storm,
So
are you
stupid.
okay, Storm? Do you need a nap?
Oh God. That movie doesn't even exist for anyone. Yes,
Facts.
thank you. No,
Yo,
no.
someone I saw a picture on Reddit or somewhere where someone said, "Oh, I ordered something from Etsy and someone sent me the thing inside of a Catwoman DVD package with the movie." And the guy said, I responded it to him back, "Hey, did you mean to send this?" He was like, "That's just packaging."
Oh my god!
Yo, that's great.
Wow,
I am not even mad at that. Oh, that's great.
that's just packaging.
It's just packaging.
You can
Don't worry
throw
about that.
out.
Oh man,
Recycle
it. It's recycling for the bus.
That guy was like, "I need to get rid of this fucking movie out of my collection."
It became the PT.
I know what I'll do. I'll sneak it into a package from eBay.
Like I'm gonna do that now. Sneak bad movies. So yeah, it's coming up to that hour. So Rob, tell us where we can find you. Tell us about some projects. I know we got Penguino. Go ahead. We're gonna give you the solo screen. So 3, 2, 1, go right ahead, Rob.
All right, guys. I'm Def Shogun, freelance illustrator, graphic designer. I want to thank everybody here for having me tonight. Appreciate all your support. I have a Kickstarter running right now for Penguino's Revenge, Torment #1. Check it out. I'm sure links will be available in the comments section and everything like that. I'm also working on with a buddy of mine, an artist of mine, artist buddy of mine, AZ Volt. We're creating something called Comic Kombat on Webtoons. So check that out. It's me and 3 other comic artists are taking turns going toe to toe against each other. So 1 week we'll have a comic artist draw something up for like a story. And then the next week I'll retort with my own version of that story, or I'll follow along with that story and take it wherever the hell I want to go with it. And then so on and so forth. 2 other artists will do the same. And we just go back and forth and we battle page by page. It's called Comic Kombat on Webtoons. Check it out. I think we're 3 episodes in right now. It's slowly growing. I think it's a really cool premise. So check it out. Anything else? I have Cataclysm issue #2 is on the horizon, along with another project of mine called Mad Dogs, which is a black and white comic. The only color that's going to be involved is going to be the blood. And it's going to be about an alternate universe where dogs are fighting off rabid cats. Basically zombie cats taking over the world, and these dogs are trying to survive. It's called Mad Dogs. So keep a lookout for that. Also, my website, defshogun.com, for merch, stickers, and prints and other cool stuff like that. And I think that's it.
That is it, Rob. I
Well
can't wait to check that out.
Cat's
Good.
taking over the world. I like that idea.
Yeah.
You are a busy man, sir.
Busy,
You are a busy man.
Michael, what's up, man?
Yeah, make sure you guys. The link is in the description for the Kickstarter Penguino's Revenge, volume 2, starting out with that. And again, make sure you get the tier that also gets you volume 1.
Throwback.
Because it's nice, the throwback tier, because
Appreciate
this
it.
is definitely something
Definitely
you want
want
on
it.
there, bro.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
No, bro. Listen, man. Listen, you've been a friend of the show. You've been killing it. We've been paying attention to a lot of the stuff you've been
Proud of
doing.
you,
You've been
man.
killing on TikTok.
Thank you.
I love the I mean, I keep messing up, but to me they're not so Care Bears. They're really dope. I love each everything.
I haven't done a lot of them recently because like
Cats and Hyman should be the name of this episode.
Cats and Hyman should be the
Oh my
Wow.
God damn.
Jesus Christ.
Mike for the win. With everybody.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
This is what happens when you can it's just mayhem. Mayhem Mike.
Oh god.
So Val, what are we talking about next week?
I'm so excited. We're gonna be talking first 2 episodes of Ahsoka, which comes out this week.
Let's go.
And you know how much of a geek I am for the Star Wars universe, and especially Ahsoka. So I'm really excited to see this series. So
I love that actress too. Who's playing
Oh
her.
yes.
Yeah.
I love her. I love her.
Charlie-
Rosario Dawson.
Charlie, be quiet. You don't second anything Mike says.
Oh my god.
No, Rob, we want to thank you for coming on, and also
Yes,
for those who
thank
want to
you.
learn a lot about Rob, we did a creator series featuring Rob. So go back to some of our
Yes.
older videos featuring Rob. Talks about how he got into comics and everything, and all that. And again, just follow him on all his social media platforms. He does a lot of great stuff for out there.
He
with the
said it. He's a
community.
busy man. You gotta follow him
Busy dude.
everywhere.
You gotta follow him everywhere, and again, get that throwback tier. But,
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you guys.
so this has been another fun episode of Nerds. This has been
Yes,
your
it
boy
has.
Sebastian.
It's been your boy Law.
We tell from across the hall.
And
Last but not least, of course, Vmac. See you guys next week.
take it
Hit
easy,
that
guys.
beautiful
Have a good
theme
night.
Music. 3, 2,